Plus a great character to shoes to walk in, complicated kind of man-child character who's in a lot of ways not taking responsibility for his life.
Shut up.
Yes, it's so good.
And mine is sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
That's it. That's it. You just made my day. It's amazing.
Did you take our son along for a demon fight yesterday?
I'm just trying to do something nice here. Shit. Fuck me. 24 hours a day.
I think this might be my favorite project of yours in a long time. And I've loved a lot of your recent stuff, but this is so much fun. This is just a blast from beginning to end. How much fun was it being involved in making this, from the music to the special effects to all of it?
Oh, all of that, man. Plus a great character to shoes to walk in, complicated kind of man-child character who's in a lot of ways not taking responsibility for his life, and who is a great, a great sort of, demon hunter, ass kicker, badass character, but also, like has a very close relationship with his mama. You know what I mean? It's just like the combination of those two things I found really kind of interesting. And I love to deal with, fights and blood and weapons and, just push that. I mean, when there was a time when the original script had me fighting with the demon cheerleader underwater, and everyone was getting real sort of like, squirrely about it. Like, I don't think we want to do that with him, and it's going to cost too much money, and we can't get a tank. And I was like, it's going to be so much better if it's underwater. It's got to be underwater, and let's just do it. We'll figure it out. It's going to be great. And it was exhausting, I have to say, but it was fun. It was fun. I love it. I love it.
And I was a fan of The Following, and that show was like really dark and very serious, and but it was so many layers to it. It's a half hour versus an hour, so it's fast paced. There's a great amount of humor and heart to it, but it's still got those layers, even though it's lighter. Did you find like all the dynamic of the family connection really kind of was a different vibe for this series?
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, I think that, well, for one thing, in the following, Ryan Hardy, the Joe Carroll is a real, I mean, he's a human being, and so that in and of itself makes for a different kind of more serious dynamic, I think. And you're right, it was tonally a very different kind of show. I was excited about the idea of a half hour, just because it lent a kind of urgency and a pace to it, because it was almost as though we only had four hours to get this shit done. And the fact that each of those half hours had to convey a lot of action, a lot of family dynamics, the evolving story of the demons and the devil and hell and the whole thing, and Hub's, personal journey. It was like in a way, it was like a great ticking clock, I think, for the writer. So I really liked working in that kind of format.
What I really love is that and I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but the way that the season ends, I'm glad that it feels like a season finale and not a series finale. How much would you be up for this series to go on indefinitely? Like, how long would you be up to play this character?
Well, I'll be up for it as long as they'll have me. I mean, I no, I love doing the show, and yeah, I mean, it's interesting these days when I first the following was the first television show that I ever did, and in those days we did 3 seasons, and it was kind of, you know I mean, I was happy that we did 3 seasons, but it wasn't, a lot of shows were going 9, 10, whatever, forever. You don't see that as much these days. And for me, City on a Hill was 3 seasons. I Love Dick was only one. If we got 2 or 3 seasons out of it, I would be thrilled. I mean, I would be happy to keep going. If good ideas can keep rolling out, and if if I'm still, can walk, and I mean, I'd love to keep doing it.
Awesome. Well, it's a fantastic show. Really loved it. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Alex Mady, JoBlo.com. How are the two of you doing today?
Great.
Fantastic.
We love JoBlo.com.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, very happy to talk to both of you. Huge fan of yours. Beth, you are a legend. You are an icon. You are so amazing in absolutely everything. And you've been in so many genre productions. I mean, just recently, Mayfair Witches and all of these different series. How does this series compare from a fun level, making this series compared to all of those other projects?
Well, this was by far the most fun I think I've ever had with a cast. I mean, I'm not kidding. I've always had a good time. I love acting, and when I get to act, I love it between action and cut. I may not like all the stuff around it, the business part, but I love acting. However, to have a family like this, I mean, we have a true family. Kevin made sure of that. He's a great leader. He would have us over for brunch, and he would make brunch. I mean, he would make the guacamole and do all the stuff, and we just fell in love with it. And I've known her for 25 years, and I have promoted her career and followed her career. Haven't seen her in 25 years since Donnie Darko. So to get to have scenes with her, it's like a dream come true, honestly. That's the truth. And then Kevin, I've honored his work, and we were in Flatliners together, but we never had a scene together. And honestly, I just love his performance in this show. I think Kevin Bacon is doing something remarkable with this character. The show has it all: humor, action, gore, violence, heart, family, and he is our leader. And I just think it's remarkable, and to have a leader like that on the set, because it starts at the top, it just does. And all of us got along so well, and we had gatherings. We wanted to see each other after we wrapped.
We did, yeah. And when you're working with actors as talented as we got to work with, it makes you rise to that level and grow, And I just think
you
that
really want to
we
be better.
Just supported each other, and it was just a safe place to make fun choices.
Yeah, it was hard sometimes when I was watching, Jolene, because I have this love for her, and Kevin, and I would watch, a little bit of me was watching the scene, and I thought, get back in.
Yes,
get back in.
Be present.
And listen, because I'm finding the performances so remarkable.
So good. Yeah, watching you guys and the heart between you two.
Everybody.
Just the looks that you shared when I'm like, ba, 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 ba. And just to see you guys like taking in the things I'm saying, it was like,
It was fun, but she put me in my place. Let me tell you, one little finger. Just reacted the scene. There we are.
The eyebrow and the finger. My daughter knows
Well, I think that you two may be like, I quote both of you from Donnie Darko constantly, all the time. I mean, those are
Let
like
me
the
guess
two
what
lines.
you say.
Let me hear it. Can I hear it?
Shut up.
Yes, it's so good.
And mine is, sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
That's it. That's it. You just made my day. It's amazing. But Jolene, you're so amazing in this show, and I love it so much because you are a badass, and your kind of origin story episode is just so great. What was it like filming that?
Oh my goodness. To be given a role like this that she just has so many nuances and so much strength and love.
She's a
and
badass.
drive. Yeah. I feel like Midge has actually spurred Jolene into this strong journey forward in life as well. But yeah, getting to play Midge, God, I love her. She is a badass, and she has tenacity that's going to get her through any kind of situation that she needs to, and the heart behind it, right? It's the love that really drives.
Yeah.
Like the love of a mother, right? For you and Huck that really drive the strength behind it.
That's a very good point. I didn't even think about that sort of she and her son and me and my son, and their similar dynamics in terms of we're going to keep them safe.
Even if your
Well,
son's
it's
the way.
And
it's
I
such a
will happily shoot demons with a sawed-off shotgun.
Absolutely.
and I want years and years of this show. You two are fantastic. I want a Midge spin-off. Hopefully we get that someday. Thank you so much for your time. Loved the show. Such a blast watching this series. And when I started watching it, I wasn't sure how involved your character was going to be as the series progressed. But by the end of that season, you're right in the mix of things. Did you know what you were getting yourself into when you signed up for this show?
So in terms of like the actual tangible scripts and knowing the specific moments of the later on seasons, no, I didn't. But Erik Oleson, the showrunner, is one of the most honest guys you'll work with, and one of the main reasons I signed on to do it was because we had a really close mutual friend who happened to be the showrunner for Lost in Space, a show I did a little while back, and I knew any friend of Zach's would be phenomenal to work with, and Erik is it ain't his first rodeo.
Right.
So, you know, from the get-go, when I was talking with him before I signed on, he said, you know, you play lighter in the first, but we're gonna really rope you into the whole demon hunting and the music. And as soon as he said music, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. I'm down. But also, after having read the first, 3 scripts before auditioning, or before the callback and signing on, I just knew how exceptional of a project that it was going to be, to where, whether or not I ended up playing heavy in the action and the demon hunting of it all was secondary to the fact of how cool of a show I think it really is.
And it's a really cool show, and there's such an awesome cast in here, and you get to spend time with, Kevin Bacon, and you've got Damon on the other side, and those two are so intense, and they've got amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. What was it like working with each of them?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, obviously, Kevin has it's Kevin Bacon. His work speaks for himself, right? But all that kind of goes out the door when you get on set with him, and he feels like the most collaborative, knowledgeable, all about the work guy, but collaborative, down to earth, real person you'll work with. I mean, it really does feel. When I do those scenes with him playing my dad, it felt like, he is the dad of the show. And that was great. And then also Damon on the other side was awesome. I mean, Damon was the first person I really spent time with on the show when we went over for pre-production. And he was the first person I had dinner with on the cast, and it was just immediately, okay, I'm going to be settled. It was my first thing really doing without my parents on set and around the whole time. They came and visited, obviously, but I was an adult, 19. So, yeah, getting to work with Damon, learned so much. I loved, and this obviously came out after I worked with him, but The Bike Riders is now one of my favorite movies. And seeing him in there, I mean, he's just phenomenal in every single thing he does. So,
And you've been in projects that have heavy special effects work. What's more daunting? Special effects heavy work, performing music, or having to do that accent?
oh, that's hard. The accent thing is continuously an evolving thing and something you get better at and better at, and I want to keep getting better at it. But I've always been one for languages, and I pick up languages pretty quickly, so it's kind of a similar thing with the cadence. And we had a phenomenal dialect coach, Charlotte. I mean, she was just incredible. So that was made less daunting because of her. I would say the most daunting thing was the music, just because I had experience with the special effects before. I mean, if you'd asked me when I was 11 on Lost in Space for my first day, I would say the special effects. But infusing such an emotional scene with the music, I mean, you just got to have the music in your body so you can really focus on the moments of the scene. So that just took so much practice and work. I was really grateful that they let me come in and record my own mandolin so that I knew what it was and that I had spent time working on the solo and the chords. And we had an incredible music production team and artists on there that made it as seamless as possible. And obviously Kevin and Jennifer Nettles are pretty experienced musicians, so that aided. But yeah, I would say that's the most daunting.
Awesome. Well, it's a great show. I had a blast watching it. You're fantastic in it. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're still a bounty hunter, but now you hunt demons for the devil.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I watched the whole thing, slammed through this because I loved every episode. Like it was just hitting all the right things for me. And I actually, watching each episode, I naively tried looking up on Wikipedia each of these different creatures to see if I could find information about them. So first question I had is, how did all of this kind of get oriented? Did this story start with where the end was going to be and then kind of backtracking, or how did the genesis of all this come about?
Oh, well, to your first question, I made up those demons. I didn't want to, I did do research, into, the gods of Wiki, among others, and Dante, among others, but I wanted to make something original and not tie it too closely to any real world political or any real religion. So the genesis of it started with a terrific original script by another writer that Blumhouse had bought and attached Kevin Bacon, and they brought it to Amazon, and then Amazon said, can you take the seeds of that script and turn it into the show that you watch? So we created a show that hopefully is going to be just this hilarious, laugh out loud, scream out loud, what the fuck genre mashup. That was the idea. Like, what are we watching, man? I mean, it's got heart, you got, horror, you got Kevin Bacon slaying demons to get a second chance of his family, and at love and country music. And to me, that was the antidote for a crazy world that we're living in right now, and just a fun escapist watch. So coming into this one, I wanted to write something that was just going to be super fun. I've worked on some other big shows, and some of them were more serious or more political, and I needed to take a break. I needed to take a break from all that and just be like, let's do something fun.
And it's so much fun. And I think one of the things that lends itself to really enjoying that escapism is it's the short episodes. They're only like the half-hour length versus what you typically would expect from something like this. Was that an intentional decision to make these shorter and quicker bursts?
Yes, that was the box we were given by Amazon financially and creatively, and I think it is a terrific bite-sized ride. You can just go watch for half an hour or less and get this jolt. And if you want to sit down and binge all 4 hours at once, you're going to be really entertained for 4 hours. I have to say, man, I kind of love the half-hour format. This is the first time I've ever done it, and I'm like, wow, it really does allow you to keep the story moving at a very quick pace. Look, I love, big complex narratives that go deeper on other things, but this is meant to be a popcorn fun ride, and so it did not require an hour format creatively.
And was this something, obviously nothing is ever going to be a guarantee in the industry. And when you go through this story, was it always something that you envisioned that you wanted to have an ending, that maybe it could stay there and be done? Or was it always something that you envisioned, I want to plan this potentially for the future?
I wanted to make it as hard on Amazon to not give me another season as possible. I wanted to make it impossible for them to say, no, we're not doing any more. So no, my evil plan was to write a version where you're thirsty for more.
You definitely did it. I loved it. It is such a blast. I can't wait for everybody to check it out. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.